Okay, yeah.
What I'm underlining here, right? I want to be clear. I'm not accusing you of these things, right?
I know.
But this is what's being painted on top of, you know, the situation at the ICU. That wasn't y'all's fault, right? The whole shit with, obviously you're in the north, right? That's another thing. PD doesn't know the difference between North and South Cypress. So you got that going for you. So the shit that happened at the beach, the shit that happened at the ICU, not on South Cypress, but PD's brain dead, right? The Vivian's outburst talking about why Nakota was the only thing that mattered, and Frankie being dead, and you know, Speedy's retaliation, the grenades being thrown by Skipper, the you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I recognize that these things are independent. The police department are just a bunch of rabid dogs. They just see what's in front of them, right?
My issue with their investigation is they are not going into it with an open mind and searching for things that will lead them to Cassie. They are instead going into it with a set decision that I have done it and trying to piece together information from that previous conclusion. Just not. They will take things, like reading through my phone subpoena, they will take things that have nothing to do with the prison, have nothing to do with, like, it's just such a reach, and they will say, yes, this makes sense in the context that I have made it make sense in. And I also feel like it's dangerous that
Chat, I'm not telling her that Lang told Nino.
Or
it's not Nino's secret to say. Unless Lang was like, you can tell her, fine. Like, I don't know their internals.
/DOJ/ the police at all.
The only point I was trying to make
I feel like I'm going to a principal and telling on a kid who's like the principal's son. Like, I don't feel like I have anywhere to go if I am wrong. I don't believe that there is justice for me. I believe that it is everyone is against me. I mean, I got everything rated for quote-unquote stockpiling because I threw 2 Molotovs. One of the incidents.
This is the Quartz Center thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I've got a lot to say about that.
So that's one of them, and then the other one, I did indeed Molotov a checkpoint, which was due to my anger issues.
Between us, I want D's head on a platter at this point. Yeah.
That's just, I mean, it's unbelievable that they so brazenly just stated that they ID'd me based off no ID, put it in the report in the court, and just shrugged and went, yeah.
Okay.
That's how we ID'd her. And
can I highlight
fuck?
something for you? I mean, we did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Listen, I see these things, right? I spent 5 months of my life being hunted by marshals because of, I don't even know. I had Marshal DJ, she's LSPD now, tell me that she was instructed by the director that they could use my past against me. Where, what past?
How's it going?
What past? Rumors? Right? It was so bad that I had my phone records subpoenaed because I ran G6 to see how much people get paid, and they said I was embezzling money. Like, literally, I was a target for months. And when I fought back, it was victim syndrome. It was ridiculous.
Yes, yeah.
45 reports, marshal reports, in 3 months on me. And trust me when I say I recognize it. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I want to highlight some things. I saw what happened in your court case. I got lambasted for it, saying I threw that court case and I f***ed over the PD by not saying that it was you. When I had to stand there swearing an oath. Did I think it might have been you? Sure. But if I'm going to swear an oath, I'm going to need to know damn well. You barely spoke on the microphone. You had a mask on. But I'm going to say, yeah, that's definitely CJ. Like, what the get out of here. You know what I mean? you know, no. And then I realized what was happening when you didn't get sent up, but instead were brought down to Mission Row PD. And I realized that it wasn't about the Molotov.
No, it wasn't at all. You're right.
They needed you under arrest to do whatever the they did at Mission Row. And is that when they raided you? Did you get interrogated?
Yeah, no, I've never been interrogated, which is absurd to me, by the way. I would assume they would at least ask me some sort of questions about anything at any point. Never been interrogated. They just stuck me in a cell and started raiding all my shit. They said, "Do you consent for us to raid your property and vehicles?" I said, "No, I don't." They said, "Okay, we will get a warrant." I said, "Okay, good luck." And they based that warrant off of the incidents that are listed there, which it's just when you have an incident where I punched a bunch of cops listed under suspicion of stockpiling weapons and explosives. At what point are we not just blatantly running to the DOJ and knowing that they're in your pocket?
You want me to piss you off a little bit?
Yeah.
Later that evening, Chatterbox called me, told me that in the middle of the court center beta where there was 50, 60 people running this stuff, that Ember was going to come and throw mollies, and PD, BCSO, LSPD, and the marshals just stood there doing shit and left a van full of mollies there. Didn't collect any evidence.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
So yeah, there's always been a boner on Cypress. I mean, as dating back to 6 months ago when they were threatening you guys at Senior Buns, saying come and get me. You know when Lang put out the bounty? So that is going to happen from time to time, right? People get in their radar, they hyper focus. There's almost nothing you can do about it, right? 1 month it might be you guys, another month it might be me, another month it might be Hydra. You don't know, right? There's multiple interests at play.
On it is when we were at a traffic stop and the cops were shit talking Lang, and Lang just kept saying, "Just give me a ticket, just give me a ticket, just give me a ticket." And eventually the shit talk got so bad that one of the cops said, "You won't do shit to him." And of course,
he's gonna clap him.
Lang, he's gonna do shit, right? So I stepped out of the car as well and started shooting.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I look through that list of reasons why I got raided, and I'm like, oh, here's one where I got foot ID'd. Here's one where they escalated it themselves. Here's one where I don't know why I'm even on this list because all I did was punch a cop. You know what I mean? Like,
the solution is you give them dead ends. I'm gonna give you an example of how me and some of the people that you know got away with murder. And when I tell you this, I want you to keep it to yourself.
All right.
Because no one ever did find out. Hell, I think some of them don't even know the full story. Denzel, Andy, bunch of others ended up murking someone. I don't even know some of the details because I wasn't even around. It was like my day off or some shit, and I come back and Denzel, who's one of my partners and whatever, they're like, this is after like Denzel and another guy that used to work for me, whatever, he's dead now, got done murking somebody and holding the gun. So like I'm already dealing with their past bullshit, but now Denzel and Andy just like end up murking some dude. I think it was like the treasurer or some shit. And I'm coming back to this, I'm like, God damn it, right? We got all this shit, like, for all we know. Because I'm not worried about, like, yeah, I'm worried about Denzel, right? But I'm also worried about everybody else, right? Our shit gets raided, they start looking into things, right? Other things that we're involved in. And so I ended up, mind you, Lang wasn't around that weekend too. It was all on my shoulder. Everyone else was gone. So I'm waking up and it's like, hey, Nino, you know, like Ray's gonna be, hey, Nino, did you hear that? You know, they're like doing this, so they just did this, and they're all looking. So I call Pred, who's the sheriff at the time, and I call him somewhere out of at the news center, and I make them start believing that I killed him. I'm serious. And then Ray shot Pred right in the head. So for the next 2 months, Pred was so convinced I murked him because what I did to him. Hell, even this Trooper Mac had me up on this, like, that next day. I literally made these dumb think I killed them. But here's the thing. Nothing would have ever came back because I had no evidence. They could have searched my phone. They could have searched my properties. There was nothing. I gave them a dead end. I don't think anyone ever really saw that full picture of what I was trying to do. But I ended up working. Right? At least in my eyes. I want to throw you another example. Very similar situation. I was working with this guy named Otto Delmar, owner of a casino, and his wife Sophia. They used to give cocaine to their adopted kid. I don't remember what the kid's name was. To sell it as G Fuel. Well, me being a cocaine fiend and you know, have an interest in the casino, it came to light that the feds had an idea about him selling the coke out of the casino as G Fuel. A big money maker, right? And me being close to Otto and Sophia, I wanted to make sure the kid was all right. So when one of his dealers ended up going in as a CI in interrogation, my attorney let me know about it. I then made a very particular phone call to his to Hook a Block, who they worked with, and she went and executed him. I didn't kill him. Nobody ever knew that Justice Crane, who was a lawyer at the time, would have broken his oath and gave me a phone call leading to that death. For the next 2 months, Bob Smith went into Bolingbrook, where she was held, for 60 plus days, trying to coerce her to say, I called the hit. But there was no evidence. Do you see where I'm going with this in these cases? You have to give them something else to focus on. Unfortunately, in this case, it can't be you. But if you really want to f with them, and the best way to f with them is you waste their time. FOIAs. You have somebody that's hyper clean. Make them start looking sus as if they're the ones that broke them out. And all the PD's going to be circling around that, wasting their time writing to this and writing to that and following them around. And they're going to find nothing. They're going to find absolutely nothing.